South Central Los Angeles, a place synonymous with struggle, survival, and the unbreakable bonds of the streets. It's a world shaped by history, the generations of poverty, violence, and codes of loyalty. A world where outsiders don't belong. But in 2017, one young man defied that unspoken rule. His name was Cameron Terrell. By all accounts, he was the last person anyone would expect to see in the trenches of South Central. Born into wealth, raised in privilege, Cameron had everything. A life of luxury in the rolling hills of Palos Verdes, designer clothes, lavish vacations, and the future paved with opportunity. Yet, somehow, he found himself standing among the ranks of one of the most feared gangs in Los Angeles, the Rolling 90 neighborhood Crips. And soon, his name would make headlines in one of the most shocking murder cases the city had ever seen. This is his story. To understand the weight of this case, you have to understand the geography. Palos Verdes and South Central are separated by a mere 20 miles, a short drive, but they are worlds apart. Palos Verdes, a coastal paradise where the rich wake up to ocean views and rounds of golf. South Central, a battlefield where waking up itself is an accomplishment.
3 men are under arrest for the murder of a young mother here in L.A. Family and friends of 28-year-old Magali Alberto were at today's press conference. Police say she was driving home from a family birthday party last month. She was at a stoplight on Manchester Avenue when suddenly police say 3 gang members pulled up in their car and shot her. Investigators say the shooting was unprovoked. She was simply trying to get back home after a family gathering.
There's no closure because they will not have her back. We can at least try to bring some relief that justice is being served.
On behalf of the family and all of us here, we request the maximum penalty to be applied to these cowards for such a coward action.
Yeah, so tragic. The 3 suspects now face murder charges.
For most, the line between these two worlds is never crossed, but Cameron Terrell wasn't most people. The question is, why? Some say he was drawn to the thrill, the danger, the forbidden. Others believe he was searching for something, acceptance, identity, a sense of belonging he never found at home. However it happened, Cameron didn't just dip his toes into gang life. He dove in head first, and soon, there would be no turning back. Once inside, Cameron adapted quickly. They called him Milk, white boy, bright eyes. The gang embraced him. He got the tattoos. He repped the colors. He spoke the slang. And above all, he rolled for the set. Those who knew him in Palos Verdes wouldn't have recognized him anymore. And then came the morning of October 1st, 2017. The morning that changed everything. The streets of South Central had seen plenty of bloodshed before. Gang rivalry, territory disputes, retaliation. But this wasn't that. At 11:26 a.m., Justin Holmes was walking down the street. He wasn't a gang member. He wasn't involved in street politics. He was a college student, a young man with dreams beyond the neighborhood. Yet on that morning, none of that mattered. 2 figures approached. One question was asked, "Where you from?" Holmes responded truthfully, "I don't bang." But it didn't matter. A revolver was drawn. The trigger was pulled. 2 shots. Justin Holmes collapsed, gasping for air. His friends ran for their lives. And just as quickly as it happened, the gunman disappeared, slipping into a waiting black Mercedes-Benz, a car that belonged to none other than Cameron Terrell.
Well, Cameron Terrell made his first appearance today in court. He is charged with 1 count of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder for allegedly taking part in activities with a gang. 18-year-old Cameron Terrell said nothing as he, his family, and his attorney walk out of criminal court today. Inside, he pled not guilty to a gang-related killing in South Los Angeles. His attorney issued a statement which said in part, "Today was Cameron's arraignment. He entered a plea of not guilty and denied all special allegations." Investigators say the shooting occurred back on October 1st. 21-year-old Justin Holmes was shot and killed right at this spot at 78th Street near Western Avenue. Investigators say Holmes was not in a gang. Terrell was arrested on October 12th, along with 2 juveniles who are also facing charges. Investigators allege the 2 juveniles asked Holmes where he was from and then shot him. They believe Terrell was the driver of a getaway car. Terrell is from this affluent section of Palos Verdes. After he was released on bond, he returned to class at Rancho Palos Verdes High School. Worried parents protested and called him a danger to other students. School officials say he is now finishing his senior year off campus. The criminal complaint against Terrell includes an allegation that the crimes were committed for the benefit of or in association with a criminal street gang. His attorney says both the prosecution and defense need time to go through all the evidence. As of right now, it is clear that Cameron didn't shoot anyone, he didn't have any weapon, he was not part of any conspiracy to commit this crime. And Terrell is scheduled to be back in court on January 9th. Right now, he is out on $5 million bail.
Detectives have seen this play out before. Another shooting, another casualty, another family mourning the loss of a loved one. But something about this case was different. Surveillance footage revealed a crucial clue: the getaway car, a black Mercedes-Benz, a car that didn't belong in South Central, a car that detectives had seen before. Cameron Terrell was already on their radar. They knew who he was, where he hung out, and the crowd he ran with. When they brought him in for questioning, he didn't lie. He admitted he was there. He admitted he drove the car. But he claimed he didn't know a murder was about to happen. The law didn't see it that way. On October 12, 2017, Cameron was arrested, charged with murder and attempted murder. His bail, $5 million. But unlike his co-defendants, Cameron had something they didn't: wealth. A week later, he was out. As Cameron prepared to face the court, the world took notice. A white teenager from a millionaire family, accused of playing a role in the murder of an innocent black man in South Central. The media pounced. The public was outraged. His trial began on July 3, 2018. The prosecution painted the picture of a thrill-seeking rich kid living out a fantasy at the cost of real lives. The defense told a different story: a naive boy who got in too deep, unaware of the darkness he was surrounding himself with. The jury listened. For a week, they deliberated. Then, they delivered their verdict: not guilty.
A story we've been covering for several days now, and after nearly a week of deliberations, the verdict is in for a former Palos Verdes high school student on trial for murder. 18-year-old Cameron Terrell has been found not guilty. He was acquitted today of first-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Terrell was accused of being the getaway driver in the deadly shooting of an innocent pedestrian in South LA last October. Prosecutors say Terrell had become friends with gang members. His defense argued that he did not know the intentions of his passengers that night or that they were armed. The prosecution argued that Terrell led a double life: wealthy white high school student by day, would-be gang member at night. Again, Cameron Terrell acquitted of all charges. 2 other teens have also been charged in the murder of 21-year-old Justin Holmes.
We begin tonight with breaking news. A jury has reached a decision in the murder case against a former Rancho Palos Verdes high school student.
The case made headlines when the teen admitted he was the getaway driver and got out on bail.
CBS News' Juan Fernandez is live in our newsroom at this hour with the jury's verdict. Juan?
Well, Jeff Crystal, the jury found Cameron Terrell not guilty of all counts in last year's deadly shooting in South Los Angeles. It is a blow to the prosecution, who said despite his affluent background, Terrell ran around with known gang members. Jurors also found Terrell not guilty of 2 counts of attempted murder of 2 other men who were not injured in the shooting that killed 21-year-old Justin Holmes. He was gunned down last October by 2 juvenile suspects that drove away in a black Mercedes. A detective testified Terrell admitted he was the driver. The defense said his client didn't know anyone was going to get shot. He argued Terrell's instinct was to drive away when his friends ran back to the car. During the trial, prosecutors showed video they say Terrell took of his friends kicking candles at the victim's memorial. Today, Terrell had this to say.
I'll say rest in peace, Justin Holmes. He shouldn't have died that day, and, I pray for his family every night. This been weighing on me every single day of my life. I don't have to explain myself to anyone. God knows what really happened that day, and God knows what was in my head that day.
The case made headlines when Terrell's wealthy family posted $5 million bail, and he returned to classes at his high school. Terrell now says he plans to attend the University of Houston and go to law school.
The reaction was immediate: anger, disbelief, protest. Many saw it as another example of privilege at play. Two black teenagers left to rot behind bars, while their white co-defendant walked free. Palos Verdes turned its back on Cameron. His family lost friends, business partners, and their place in the elite social circles they once thrived in. The streets of South Central, however, had no sympathy. Cameron was no longer one of them. His protection was gone, and now the world was watching.
Outrage in the South Bay this morning. There is a student who's going back to school, even though, and get this, he has been charged with murder.
Yeah, and a lot of parents are not happy about this. CBS 2's Jasmine Veal is live at Palos Verdes High School with details. Jazz?
Yeah, Sharon, Jeff, good morning. We could see some parents picketing right outside of this school today, Palos Verdes High School. This is because 18-year-old Cameron Terrell is expected to return here today after posting bail. He's the teenager facing murder charges in the shooting death of a 21-year-old man last month. Take a look at social media, like on Facebook here. You have parents in the community sharing a Daily Breeze article with Terrell's photo on it from a rap video that he apparently was in. Well, some parents are calling for this protest, this picket this morning, either here at the school or the district offices, because they say they're worried for their kids' and students' safety. According to the Daily Breeze, Palos Verdes Estates police will be increasing their presence here around the school today as a precaution. And here's a 21-year-old man who was shot and killed last month, Justin Holmes. Police say he was not in a gang. They arrested Terrell and two of his friends for allegedly killing Holmes while he was walking with his friends on Western Avenue. Police say Terrell was the getaway driver. The Daily Breeze reports that Terrell comes from a very affluent family here in Palos Verdes who joined up with a gang. I spoke to a community member this morning, a father whose kid used to attend Palos Verdes High School, and he is actually coming to the Terrell family's defense despite the parents' outrage.
That was very unsettling that someone from this community was involved in something like that. And but at the same time, you know, we shouldn't rush to any judgments. And just because someone's been charged, we have to go through the process of the legal system and really get the evidence.
And a new student there actually wrote a letter posted to Nextdoor, the website, to Terrell's father, saying the very same thing, that he's standing by him. They want the justice system to do its job, Jeff and Sharon. Meantime, Terrell, the 18-year-old, doesn't get arraigned until later this month, and he's also facing gang allegation charges.
Cameron Terrell's story is one that raises more questions than answers. What drove him to trade privilege for peril? Was justice truly served? And most importantly, where is he now? Some say he left California, trying to escape the past. Others believe the streets never really let him go. But one thing is certain: Cameron Terrell crossed a line most never would.
And there's more breaking news tonight. A wealthy young man acquitted last year in a gang murder is again in legal trouble. Cameron Terrell from Palos Verdes Estates is in jail once again. Kick on Stacey Butler is live in South Los Angeles right now with the very latest. Stacey?
Jeff, his attorney just told reporters tonight that Cameron Terrell was arrested at Rancho Palos Verdes Estates last night on suspicion of attempted carjacking from a case more than a year ago. This all happened, he says, during Terrell's spring break. A big surprise. Back in custody, this time without bail. 19-year-old Cameron Terrell, say police, avoided jail time last year when a jury acquitted the Rancho Palos Verdes high school student in the shooting death of 21-year-old Justin Holmes in South Los Angeles. Prosecutors say Terrell was a privileged teen who led a double life. They say he befriended South Los Angeles gang members and drove the getaway car. But he said he didn't know the teens he was with planned on shooting anyone.
I talk to God every day, and God knows all my sins. So I don't have to explain myself to anyone. God knows what really happened that day, and God knows what was in my head that day. So
the two South Los Angeles juveniles he was with are still in custody, facing charges for attempted murder. And just as friends say Terrell was moving on with his life in college, preparing to study law. Tonight, a spokesperson for the LAPD told me during the lengthy murder investigation, detectives with the LAPD and the district attorney's office uncovered new felony crimes they believe Terrell committed while he was a juvenile. They can't say what the crimes were, only that Terrell was arrested last night. Now, the last time Terrell was arrested, his parents, an interior designer and a media executive, posted a $5 million bail. Again tonight, he's being held without bail. That's the very latest from South Los Angeles. Back to you guys in the studio.
And no matter where he goes, the shadow of that decision will follow him forever. This was the curious case of Cameron Terrell. If you found this story compelling, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Because in the world of drillers and trappers, there's always a story to tell. Alright, y'all, there y'all have it, man. That's the story of Cameron Terrell. You already know what it is, gangs, drillers and trappers. We out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!